Hello, fellow Grognards. Got Matt here. We're going to go through some more second edition goodness.
Hi, Cheaty Matt says hello.
Oh, yes. Yes, don't worry. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that.
You hear you rubbing your hands with misplaced glee.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna contact Discourse Miniatures. Scandal.
Please no.
Grumpy Grognard Gaming cheating scandal.
Cheating scandal.
Yeah, we got told. Might as well do it now, actually. We got told that.
We got corrected.
Yes, the Legion Imperialis game that you played last week with Gribbly Dave is null and void. Rematch.
It was a practice game. It was
practice game.
That's 3 out of 5.
What did you get wrong, Matt?
To channel the Reaper. I turned up. That was what I got wrong. No. No, it turns out that you cannot spread wounds around a multi-wound, multi-model detachment like you could in old school 40k.
No, you have to. You have to apply until it's dead.
Yeah, so my automata may have been a tad more resilient than they deserve to be.
Considering that Dave said that was pretty much the entire reason he lost the game, yeah.
He would say
he was like, oh, I just couldn't kill them off. They had a couple of wounds on them, and
I mean, I'm not entirely sure it would have had a massive difference because the rest of that page says you can only allocate wounds to illegible models, and illegible models need to be in line of sight.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I could have in certain situations, I could have just jigged mine around a little bit so that the damaged ones are out of sight.
Oh, I don't know. It sounds like dodgy, competitive-minded stuff to me.
But yeah, I mean, I think I'm playing him again on Thursday, so we'll see.
Yes. Oh, good. You can get another game, yeah? Awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I expect a full report then of your non-cheaty, non-practice actual game and to see how you do.
Actually, while we're on the subject, a very quick plug. I think it was Farmer Neil that recommended rulebooktabs.com stuff to me.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. That was just, which you break down the rulebook by all the different sections.
Yeah, they sell like a little sheet of really nice, actually, sticky tabs. So basically they're about, I don't know what.
So it's a physical product. You don't print it off yourself. You actually.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No. Yeah. So you get like a sheet of sticky tabs, and they're roughly 1.5 centimeters high, I think, and they kind of vary from like half an inch wide to an inch wide. Some of them are half inch, some of them are an inch, depending on how much writing you need to put on it. For like core rules is like a half inch because it's one word above the other.
Yeah.
But then when you get like special rules, it's all kind of like in an inch because it's longer words basically. And the bottom third of the sticky tab is the actual sticky bit, and it's clear.
Yeah.
And then the top third is kind of like black with a nice white font, and it's got a really nice kind of soft finish to it.
Yes.
Which doesn't show up fingerprints or anything like that, so it's really cool.
It's exactly the same thing that 3M have been selling for years, and I've got a load. It's to save lazy people who don't want to do it themselves. Yeah. You could just buy it from any stationery shop and then write it all in yourself. But then you're writing very small in pen and all that bollocks, and these look really nice and printed. So yeah,
they are very nice and printed. But with each one, you also get a number of blank ones to fill up the sheet. So you can stick in like any custom ones.
Okay.
The fucking wound allocation rules for Legions Imperialis, and you could stick that in the actual page itself and be done with it. And yeah, it's pretty good. I think I ended up getting the most relevant set for me was Heresy. At the moment, they don't seem to do any Legions.
You do realise that there's another edition of Heresy coming like next month?
Allegedly, but the awesomeness of that remains to be seen. But if it's got the same headers, I can just take the tabs out and just put them in a new book.
Oh, they're actually reusable, are they? Okay, that's quite cool.
Yeah, they come with like a link to check out like instructions on their website, and there's obviously not really a lot to it.
No, I'll chuck a link in the description. Sounds pretty cool. How much does it set you back a book?
I think it was I got the rule book, the Astartes Index, the Astartes Liber, and the Mechanicum Liber, and I think altogether they were about 17 quid.
That's not bad, $5 for a book. I think that's quite reasonable.
For the amount of hassle that it would have saved over all our games of looking stuff up, they would have been well worth it.
Yes. Money spent, time saved. I think that's...
I'll chuck you some pictures.
Yeah,
What I should have done was take pictures as I did it, but I didn't think to do a review.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
When I when I get another set, I might do it then.
Yeah, by all means, mate. Yeah, no, it sounds pretty cool. I'll have a look. As I say, those kind of sticky tabs that are like 3/4 clear and then they've got a little bit on the end are the kind of things that students have been using to mark, reference books and stuff for yonks now. But the fact that somebody went and did it and took it the full thing and did 40k version of it and you can mark different books. It's £5 each. I think that's decent. To be honest. Would you spend a £5 to make your book more easily searchable? Yeah, well, I probably would. Yeah. If I used it a lot, I probably would. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice little plug. You have earned your commission. Well done.
Finally. Finally, I was on commission.
But no, these little things that make life easier are all good. I mean, there's like loads of 3D printed solutions for things as well, like varying from things to stop your paints from falling over to all sorts of different things. So at the end of the day, the market's there. Why not do it?
Yeah. I'm just looking at the tabs now. They're £6 a set, but you can get the rule book plus another book set for a tenner. Okay, So I obviously did that, and then £6 for the other lever. Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
That's what it was.
Yeah, no, that's pretty sweet, man. As I say, I'll chuck a link in, get some pics. We'll have a look. So let's have a look. First of all, we've got Santa Grimnar, but he's no longer Santa Grimnar. He's now Moody Viking Grimnar.
He's
lost his Santa sled. Because it was fucking stupid. So yeah, now he's got a couple of wolves, not wolves. That in this position, honestly, that doesn't look good. It looks like he's grinning, and they both look quite happy actually. But I think the other angles solve that. But that's a pretty good old Logan Grimnar. I like that.
Yeah, there's no wolves on Fenris.
There are no wolves on Fenris, apart from these wolves, which are not wolves, even though they call them wolves. So yeah. I mean, I think that's nice. I think that's really well done. I'd like to see a 360 of it because I'd like to see sort of all round it. And I hate the fact that they don't just do 360s in these.
It's very frustrating
in these previews. They've had plenty of time to put them together, so it's a bit annoying that they don't do them. But yeah, he's nicely done. He's nicely painted. Looks moody, grumpy, Space Wolf. Yeah, I approve. I think it's nice. It's a nice model.
Yeah, very good.
I've got to be careful because for some reason last week when I was going through the video editing and a few of the artwork pieces that I was talking about, even though they were on screen in the OBS preview,
they didn't come out.
They were a little bit chopped off at the top or something. So keep an eye on that. It's a bit weird. I've shrunk the size down a little bit to see if that helps. But as you can see, the dogs, the puppos, look a bit better from the different angles.
Yeah.
They certainly don't look friendly and smiley there. Yeah, I mean, we've had quite a few Logan Grimnars now. This is the fourth? Well, no, the third.
By far the best one.
Because you had the one that was just standing there with his axe, like he was like whirling it round. Then you had Santa Grimnar that we don't really talk about too much. And then you had this one. And yeah, I think this is probably the best one, to be honest.
Yep.
I think Russ might be a little bit upset that he's nicked his two wolves thing. But, yeah.
If he was around a bit more, then he probably wouldn't.
Well, this did make me wonder, are we actually going to see Russ? Because this Logan Grimnar is like a big character and a big reveal. So, I mean, who knows? But it just kind of seems like we don't really need Russ because you've got this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe they'll get one of the other Primarchs. Like Rogel Dawn has actually been alluded to in the lore and stuff. I mean, they've all been alluded to a little bit. Yes, definitely missing a hand. But, I mean, in theory, any of the Primarchs can come back apart from Ferrus Manus and Sanguinius. In theory. So,
yeah. I mean,
maybe I'd personally like to see Corvus Corax. I think that could look really messed up, like almost like a creature of pure shadow kind of thing. And something a bit different. But as far as Space Wolf models go, is quite nice. And then we get Aryak Rockfish. Oh my god. Rockfish. Aryak Rockfist. Diazepam is one hell of a drugs, guys. What can I say? You said that he was kind of plain, not a lot going on with him, which is true. He's not got a lot of
not got a lot of
bling, has he?
No, I mean obviously I don't expect him to be dripping with gold and whatnot like some ultramarine.
He's not rocking 50. He's not rocking 57 pieces of flair.
No, but I just kind of expected a bit more, just his armor to be slightly more ornate. Even though looking at his apron, there's some blacksmithing tools hanging off it. Yeah. So I'm guessing that's kind of like the utilitarian look that they've gone for.
Yeah, and if I remember correctly, the previous Aryak Rockfist was also quite plain looking.
Yeah,
there wasn't a lot going on. I mean, I think it works.
Yeah.
You know, he's got the sigil on his or sigil on his hammer. He's got the sigil on his little standard little thingy. I like the fact you can have him throwing it. That's pretty cool.
You know what? I can't get this out of my head now. You know what he reminds me of?
Who?
He reminds me of J.K. Simmons when he did that role where he grew a big beard.
Yes. Muscly. Oh God, what was that?
What's the drumming one? Was it?
No, it wasn't. It was actually Santa Claus. It was in that it was in that Rock Santa Claus film. I can't remember what it's called now. Red One. Yeah.
Fantastic.
He looks like a great big Russian dude. Actually, I can't remember his name, but yeah, he looks like a great big bearded Russian dude. But anyway, we then get to Njal Stormcrawler, who's all right. I'm not. The bird looks a bit weird.
I quite like it actually.
Quite sure what's going on with the Cyber Raven there. It's like it's not taking off. It's not landing. It's not doing any of the above. Really,
I mean, it looks quite windy, so I think it's just staying where it is.
I guess so. Yeah. It's all right. It's Primaris. I mean, he's got a lot going on all over him. Wise. I mean, he's okay. He's probably my least favourite out of them, but he's all right. There's nothing particularly wrong with him. But then I didn't think there was anything particularly wrong with the previous Njal Stormcrawler, to be honest.
I'm wondering if they've done away with his Terminator armour.
It looks like it, because it looks like he's wearing Taxicus armour to me.
Yeah, it's Mark 10 on it.
Yeah.
With a hood.
So, yeah, well, is it actually Mark 10 or not? I can't remember, whatever. But yeah, he's wearing Primaris armour with a Psychic hood. So, but yeah, he's all right. He's not probably my least favourite out of all of them, but yeah, he's all right. And then we've got some Wolfguard. Old deal. We started on the unfortunate one. Let's start over here. So we start over here, and the face isn't great. But you'd pointed out to me that they're probably aiming to make them look slightly sort of Inuit, Lapland native kind of thing, which I think kind of works if you sort of think of it from that angle. Because I was like, that face just looks fucking stupid, but I kind of get it now. Because that does kind of...
Yeah, I think they've kind of gone for like that kind of Sami tribe sort of Laplandish native-looking look.
Yeah, I guess, which I kind of get, and I kind of respect that. So I'm like, yeah, okay, as an option, that definitely makes sense. Because you've got all these different planets all over the Imperium, and somehow we all expect them to look exactly like...
Same, yeah.
The same. So it's not going to work like that. Then you've got this guy, who I'm pretty sure is based on one of the guys from... Tabletop.
Train Your Dragon?
No. Playing on Tabletop. Tycho. From Playing on Tabletops, it looks like him. But again, yeah, quite nice. Not overdoing it with the detail, just some nice little bits here and there. And another good Wolfguard there. Then this guy, who I think we're going back to the tribal thing, but honestly, he just kind of looks like he wants to sell Jonathan Peltzer a Mogwai. So,
Definitely no Mogwai on Fenris.
No. His head looks a bit small. It's a bit weird. I guess that's the beard.
Fits into the arch. Yeah, it's the beard.
Yeah, not bad. I do like the fact that with these new Terminators, they've brought the shoulders down a little bit. You can see.
Yeah.
So you've no longer got that thing where the shoulders are coming out of the ears.
Not quite so hunchy.
Yeah. So, yeah, not bad. And then you've got this guy who's rocking the mutton chops. Yeah, it looks right. I'm not seeing anything about these I don't like. I'm just seeing lots of cool little details here and there that I do like. Like on this one, you've got little wolf teeth on the end of the thing. They've not gone mad. They're not trying to make them wolves. They're not riding wolves or any of that bollocks. They just look good. And then you've got this guy here with this sword cannon. And I really like that sword cannon too. No feed, but it's all in here,
Yeah, the Deathwing Terminator player in me kind of looks at that and it says, "Ah, no, you lost your assault cannon feed, gutted." But then I'm also kind of a little bit sad for him because I'm like, "Oh, you lost your assault cannon feed." That made Wolfguard models unique. I loved it. I really wanted my Deathwing to have an assault cannon feed, but they didn't. And now neither do these guys.
And then you've got an alternate build for the Wolf leader. Is it Wolf leader? Pack leader. And you've got lightning claws and a storm hammer and storm shield, hopefully signalling that we're going to get some assault terminators soonish.
Interestingly, they've stuck with lightning claws and not frost claws.
Well, hopefully they got rid of that idea because it was crap.
It was a little bit pony.
Yeah.
But what I really like about this is that they're proper old school lightning claws. They're none of this punch dagger claws.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Bullshit.
Again, hopefully they kind of realise that's shit too.
It was an awful idea.
Yeah. So that's what else you're getting for the Space Wolves alongside the army box that's already been announced, and that's a good refresh. I think that's a good refresh.
Good. Yeah.
You know, that's some good stuff all round and much approval, I think, is all I've got to say there. So for a nice little Monday reveal, I think they smashed it out of the park. The faces look a bit silly, but then the faces always do for GW stuff. It's just standard. It's par for the course now. Whatever. They do. I mean, that one looks all right.
You said do.
Yes. But they do look better than the female faces that they do, at least. So, yeah, not bad. Not bad on the old space puppies there. The Paw Patrol. But before we get stuck into the main thing today, which will be the Wargear book for Warhammer 40,000, we did last week forget to mention the new Space Marine mission that we had planned to talk about. So I figured we'd talk about that for a little bit before we get stuck into the next part of Second Edition, because it had a Trigon in it.
It was great.
Which was a lot of fun. In fact, I'd probably say this mission easily hits my top 3.
Yep, same.
So this is the 9th now. And yeah, I think this hits my top 3, in all honesty. As much as I want Horde mode and all that, and it will probably only be a certain amount of time before we get bored of the Trigon mission and go back to waiting for Horde mode or whatever. While we were playing it, it's bloody good, and it's a really, really fun little boss fight. And in fact, I like all of it. I like the section with the sand dunes where you've got to run around like, well, Dune. Well, the Trigon, or Tremors, which just got a new TV series, where the Trigon's sort of like doing its graboid thing under the ground. And sometimes it just like crashes into you, and other times it does its electric tail whip thing.
Yes.
Which is a bit of a thing. So some judicious dodging required there. And then you sort of need to be on stand, like Tremors, you need to be on solid ground so it's not going to fuck you up. But on all the solid ground are all the Tyranids.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, we're very used to killing by now, and there's nothing else new there. Although later in the mission, you did get a stupidly scuttly Biovore. I mean, seriously,
they're way too fast.
They were never. They were not that fast. Even when I saw the new version, and you are talking to somebody who keeps very, very fast arachnids myself. Even when I saw the new version of the Biovore, I was like, well, it never occurred to me it'd be that fast. I was like, yeah, it can move, but this thing goes like a whippet with a bum full of dynamite. It's well fast.
It does. It's like I said to you, like if they'd have made it a Pyrovore, it would have made sense because then it gets in your face really quick and then douses everyone with horrible living flame, and it's like, oh shit, that's actually a menace. Yeah. But like for an artillery piece, it's like, what are you doing?
It's just I want to put some Benny Hill music alongside it, But yeah, a Pyrovore would be really cool. Actually, that'd be something that surely wouldn't be too difficult to do.
Well, no, it's pretty much the same model. It's just got a different.
Put a flamer attack on it. Different cannon and a flamer attack. Job done. So there you go.
No, I've literally just scooched through the Tyrannid Codex now, and a Biovore has a 5-inch move. So does a Pyrovore, actually. For reference, Clan Effect is 8. Everything else is like up in the 8s.
Exactly. I mean, Clan Effects are bigger, to be fair, but yeah, 5. They're not fast. Somebody get onto Who was it? Sabre, yeah, Sabre. Somebody get onto Sabre and have a word. A guy speed down the car and affects the Bible speed a little bit. 'Cause it's a little bit nippy. Fucking.
Well, those your artillery.
It's all over the place. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's really fun. You know, you do the Dune bit and then you have to, oh man, the servo skull and the tech.
The servo skull is amazing. That was one of my favourite bits from the mission. I don't know how much we should say.
Well, we'll talk about that. We won't talk about the tech priest too much and the main crux of that, but we'll talk about the servo skull. So you find this servo skull, and basically, has anybody ever played Borderlands 2, I think it was, and there's a gun called the Curse?
Right.
And it's a really good gun, but the reason it's called the Curse, I think it's called the Curse, is it basically gives you sass every time you fire it. So every single time you fire it, it's
I played Borderlands 2. I should have
what
run
does
to
your
that.
mother think of you? And stuff like that. It's just constantly,
That's amazing.
It's constantly giving you gob. And this servo skull pretty much does the same thing all the way through.
It's fantastic.
It's just constantly going like, oh, you've passed the door you need to go past, or like, there's no point in doing any of this, you'll be dead soon, and stuff like that.
Yeah. Your brothers think you are the weakest among them.
Oh, your brothers think you're the weakest. Yeah, it's just great. It's just like...
You can't shoot or anything. It just follows you around, ironically berating the whole team.
The whole team. It's
fantastic.
Brilliant. You do finally get shot of it, because otherwise the joke might have worn thin eventually. But
Impossible.
You were more entertained by it than me. Cracking up his guffaws every single time it does something. Yeah, it's fun. And then there's a whole little sort of bit with a tech priest, which I won't spoil here, but you basically need to take on sort of a tech priest in a roundabout way. And then it's on to the Trigon and the boss fight.
Yeah, I mean, having the Trigon shadow you through the actual complex was a nice idea. Like, it doesn't engage you while you're inside, but it kind of...
It's a bit like when you're hunting the Hive Tyrant and you see it here and there.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. You're kind of like, that thing's never going to reach us in here, and then you turn around and you just see it shuffle across like a pipe into like a massive hole in the in the infrastructure, and you're like, shit.
And then you do the actual fight, and you have to blow up some pits with Tyranids come out and with melter bombs, and other than that, just keep dackering away at it until it's dead.
That's a decent fight. I properly enjoyed it. Like, he gets a few decent attacks.
Yeah, he does. He does a diving attack on you, and you have to time it just right, because if you dive when you first see the marker, it's too early, and the Trigon actually adjusts his trajectory mid-air.
Yeah, which is impressive.
Which is very impressive. But then he sort of like does, after a while, he jumps onto a wall and he does an electric attack, and he does it all. It's a Trigon Prime, don't you know? So
yeah, very fancy.
He's got the full thing.
The most impressive one is where it gets up onto it hangs off of the rock wall of the arena.
Yeah.
And then jumps, hits the deck, and does like a massive swipey tail spin. And I was like, whoa! You don't see that on the tabletop. That's some nice work.
Yeah, it's a good price. It's a lot more fun than the Hive Tyrant.
Fucking is it?
Which I more or less refuse now. I don't even know if I've done that one on level 4, to be honest. But I got fed up with that. But yeah, the Trigon, a lot of fun. Really nice little addition to Space Marine 2. Keep it coming. That's all I've got to say, really. Saber's still doing fine work. And, with that and the ordeals that you unlock, which are like little mini achievements that unlock things... Yeah, I think they're doing good work. They've announced they're doing Space Marine 3, but I'm sure they're nowhere near finished with Space Marine 2. And
it'll be a different team, I reckon.
I would imagine so. Yeah, and we were sort of like speculating what other creatures they could add. Like a Tervagon would be cool, spawning loads of termagants. Or like a Tyrannofex or an Exocrine doing
a crone or a harpy
barrages, or a flying thing. Yeah, like Helldrake a la Tyranid. So let's face it, there's an awful lot of potential. And good time was had all round, I think. So waiting for Horde mode. Fingers crossed we're going to get that sort of midsummer. It seemed like they brought it forward a little bit because they realised that Space Marine 2 had dropped off. And I eagerly look forward to jumping into Horde mode as and when it arrives. So, yeah, good work all round. Right.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the Wargear book of Second Edition Warhammer 40,000, because this is a great book. This is it's almost like a rule book and a lore book because it puts loads of stuff about the weapons in as well, and it reminds me of the bestiaries that you used to get in the second edition codexes, which sadly you don't get anymore. Now you just get a unit entry, but you used to get a bestiary that would give you all the lore about the creature, and that would do just as much to make me want to pick up the model as the rules would.
Yep.
In fact, it'd probably do more, because the rules are probably the thing that I care about the least. For me, it's looks of the model, lore, rules, probably, in all honesty. If I don't like looking at the model, I ain't going to get it. It's as simple as that. I don't care how good it is in the game. I just ain't going to get it.
Proxy o'clock.
Exactly, yeah. Here we go. So, same old names as last time. Very cool. The addition of Bill King for a little bit of lore in there. That would be an awesome tattoo. Surprised I've never seen anybody get it.
That would be pretty good.
Really cool. So here we go. As you can see, it's another 80-odd page book. And this is a proper weapon profile, not the crap that you get these days. Short range, long range, to hit short, to hit long, strength, damage, save modifier, special. It's perfect. Yep. It's perfect. You don't need any more than that. And you don't need any less than that. I don't, It's
ideal.
It's ideal, yeah. It is the happy medium, isn't it? It's not too complicated. It's not too basic. It's just, it's great. It just does everything you need. Weapons should have a difficulty spike at range, in my opinion. Is it easier to shoot somebody with a revolver at 10 foot or at 25 foot? It's obviously a lot better. It's a lot better. Yeah, it's a lot easier short range. So that makes sense.
The exception being weapons like scoped weapons, which are designed to hit things better further away, which are going to suck closer up.
Exactly. We had some weapons that had a minimum range, like artillery.
Yeah.
Some of the artillery had a minimum range. You couldn't shoot, within 12 inches or so. Because that makes sense. That's how that works. So,
the Tau had that. They had the AFP, the Air Fragmentation Projector, which was like a specialist weapon along with the cyclic ion blaster that an HQ crisis suit could take.
Okay.
And I think it also had a guess rule, so you had to guess the range rather than measure it before measuring was allowed, or when measuring was allowed. And I think that might have had a minimum range as well.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Double check.
Yeah. I mean, I remember, I can't remember, it might have been the Basilisk or something like that. Had a minimum range. Right. So it makes sense. And then they've got an example of a few of the special rules in here, like the parry that I was talking about, and sustained fire dice. Just basic stuff.
Right.
There's nothing too challenging. This is way before anything like universal special rules like that. There was a handful of factions. There weren't all that many weapons going around. It was an easier time. It was a simpler time. You've got different types of weapons. You've got sort of hand weapons, pistols, basic weapons, heavy weapons, grenades. And then although you've got like these weapons that could tow and limber and unlimber, I don't remember any of this. I really don't. Did it ever actually happen? Orky unlimber. This is the safe, unsafe, unpredictable, and generally preferred orc method of unlimbering. It can be attempted only by orcs. Other races are far too sensible. At any point in the vehicle's movement, the crewman leaves over the rear and gives the coupling an almighty whack. The coupling, spelling mistake there, the coupling flies out and the weapon bounces 6 inches in a random direction and comes to a halt, pointing in a random direction. If the weapon collides with anything, work out the collision. Brilliant. Just, this is awesome. I never saw it done, but awesome little rules. Just like, because it's fun. They literally just thought, they didn't think like, is this going to sell models? Is this going to make the game balanced? Is this going to, make people want to buy this particular thing? They were just like, is this cool? Yeah. Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, without having to focus on competitive nonsense, they were not restricted by any of that stuff. They were just like, is it cool? Does it add flavour? Does it work? Yes. Stick it in, that's fine.
Exactly. Yeah, it's cool. Do it.
Sorry, the AFP was G 18 inches, so you had to guess and hope that your dude was in range. It didn't have a minimum range.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll get to guess weapons because there's quite a few of those. And I think the Basilisk was one of the first. The Earthshaker Cannon was a guess weapon, if I remember correctly. So you had to basically eyeball it. You know, if you'd measured other stuff, because you couldn't really measure, but if you'd measured other stuff, you'd have a rough idea of how far things were away and that kind of stuff. So yeah, let's go into it. So yeah, we got the Banshee mask. It's not a weapon as per se, but it's just enemy rolls no attack dice in the first round of the charge. When you charged in, they basically got their weapon skill and nothing else. You got your weapon skill plus a dice plus 1 for charging. So, you know, that's it. There you go. There's your Banshee mask. I mean, to be fair, nowadays, this would just be a special rule for the Banshees.
Yeah.
You know, it wouldn't have its own profile and stuff like that, and it kind of makes sense. So going on, yeah, Blazing Swords, again, very, very basic. Close combat only. Strength as unit. Damage, blah. Save modifier as per user's strength. Strength plus d6. Close combat, boom, done. There you go. Nice and easy. But it's just the fact that they thought to include it. So if you thought, oh, you know, here's my guy, he's got a sword, be like, well, there you go, there's your rules. Bone swords, a little bit nastier, as you can see.
D6 plus D12 plus 6.
Yep.
Armor pen.
Yep, so they could chop up a tank, although, you know, as we said last time round, you're getting anything between sort of 24 and 10. So, no, 8, yeah, 8. 8. You know, 8 is not going to touch a tank, but 24 will carve apart pretty much anything. Again, close combat only. User may parry, so you can get your opponent to reroll one of their dice. But it's the awesome bit of lore that I like in this, where they talk about the weapon.
Yep, makes me want to take it.
That, coupled with the cool illustration, that was it. I was just like, yes, I'm in. You know, this is just brilliant. And even the design here, you can see it's an actual creature.
Shrimp. It's not even. I don't even care if it's got a shrimp for a guard on the handle. It's a shrimp going down.
That's basically evolved a blade. Because back then the bioweapons were actual separate sentient creatures. They weren't part of. So you know, they weren't part of the creature per se. They changed that around a little bit. Chain fists, unsurprisingly, really quite good at destroying tanks.
One of my favourite weapons on Terminators, those back in the day. Loved them. Just the idea of it.
D20 plus D4 plus D6 plus 10.
Yeah. It still is only Terminators that get those, ain't it?
Yes. Yeah. Only Terminators can take chain fists. That's
or
40. You could roll up to 40. Very, 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 very likely to destroy. But just the bits where it tells you what it looks like, how it looks like when you attack with it and stuff like that, all puts a vivid picture into your brain that you just don't get these days.
No, it's all glossed over. They're like, quick.
These days, it's like they give you a weapon and you don't... Like, I suppose the most recent example I can think of was the Votan. And did they really go that much into the injury weapons? I never read the Codex, so I can't say for sure.
I think for 9th they did, because it was all new. And they actually got a whole bunch of special weapon types, which I thought was a kind of a nice touch. Like, someone definitely put the effort in.
Yeah, you had like a hunter weapon and all that kind of stuff, didn't you?
Yeah. Obviously, that was spelt in lots of silly ways.
Yes, they left out the
throughout the whole book.
Yeah. Oh God, what a mess. So yeah, you can see all these weapons here. All this cool stuff where they try and explain it and everything. Crozes Arcanum cannot be used to parry. Good old chaplains, schmack.
Typically trying to hit things. I don't think parrying would occur to him.
Yeah, -3. That Space Marine saving on 6s. That's that is going to kill stuff like that. The Harlequins. I love this. I loved
the kiss,
the rules, and I love the description of it.
Yeah. Before we got the others,
brilliant.
Just that kisses.
Yeah, so good. Its Eldar name means kiss of evil. So good.
Yeah.
Instantly uncoils inside the victim's body within the space of a heartbeat. The enemy's insides are reduced to consistency of soup.
Yep.
Nice.
Brilliant.
But yeah, then when it attacked vehicles, you got to roll.
Yep.
On this, so you didn't even roll for penetration. You just rolled this.
Surprisingly brutal weapon for Eldar.
Oh yeah, absolutely brutal. I mean, the Harlequins, I think, were one of those ones again where you didn't get many of them. And bear in mind that back in this edition, a Space Marine tactical squad cost 370 points, I think.
Yeah.
Around about that.
Yeah.
So it was a lot, because I remember I had a 6,000 point Ultramarine army in 2nd edition.
2 squads and a Land Raider.
Yeah. And then when 3rd edition came around, it literally halved.
Damn.
I'm not even kidding. It was literally halved. I was just like, holy shit.
They were like, to make the game easier so we can fit more models in, buy more models.
Exactly that. It wasn't so bad in Days of Third, I'll be honest.
And
lightning claws.
Well.
You know, good old lightning claws. We're not going to focus on every single weapon because we will be all day, but, you know, special rules versus vehicles. Oh, okay. So you could basically, if you had one hit, then you got one penetration profile. But if you got 2 hits or more, you could combine it all into 8 plus 3d6 plus d20. Jesus. Just like literally.
It's interesting to see a Thunderhammer, which is actually designed for breaking stuff like that.
Ripping it apart. That's so cool. And you could parry with them. Nice.
Yes. I noticed that it says if a pair, like, I think Space Wolves are the only thing in recent memory that get the option to have one claw or an actual Space Marine. Terminators always had to have them in pairs.
Yeah, I mean, characters could have one lightning claw. Terminators had to have a pair, like Space Marine in Terminator Arm. I mean, this is way before things like Abaddon existed, but obviously Abaddon B1. Your Mandiblaster, which was, just a shooting weapon. Pretty cool. Automatically hits. Automatically attacks in close combat.
I do like Scorpions.
Yeah, Striker Scorpions were cool, man. They were awesome. And you just rolled against the target's toughness. That was great. Power axes, pretty basic. As you can see.
2 profiles, one and two-handed.
Yeah, two-handed, one-handed.
Nice.
Power fist.
Old school power fist.
Yes.
Space Hulk.
Very old school. Very cool. Hit something like that, it's probably not getting back if I go in. Power mauls, don't think I ever saw one used. Not in 40k anyway.
What is quite interesting is that there's no penalties on these weapons. Like, you don't hit last with like a power fist, for instance.
Nope, wasn't required because you had like bonuses for swords and things that you could parry. Obviously, you can't parry with a power fist. And also, I'm fairly sure that all combat back in Second Edition was done on initiative.
It should have been. So it was right up until like 8th.
God, I can't remember exactly when it turned crap. They got rid of the initiative thing. I think they got rid of the initiative from before 8th, didn't they?
Nah, it was in 7th. Because 7th was just like a revision of 6.
Was it really? Oh, because didn't they go like charges first at some point? I don't know. I can't remember.
8th.
It was 8th. Is it that?
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems longer. Seems longer ago. But I suppose 8th was like nearly 9 years ago now. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. It was charges go first unless they've got a rule that says always hit first.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
Like Demonet's had.
Cool. So yeah, just loads of that. A little bit of a short story here and there. Just going through all your weapons. There you go, Thunderhammer. That's an awesome piece of artwork.
Again, Space Hulk. That's from the campaigns book.
Ah, right. Okay.
Where you could have Chaos Terminators.
Chaos Terminators.
Weirdly, that's a Chaos Terminator with a Thunderhammer and a Storm Shield. Not sure you even get those anymore.
Yeah.
It's got corn symbols on the shield.
He has. Yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Attacking a Deathwing Terminator.
There you go.
Got it. He's fine.
Armor penetration, auto.
Just, yep. Damn. Same body fire. -5.
Yep. Automatically wounds, automatically penetrates vehicles.
Only do 6 damage though.
Yeah. Well, you had to have a drawback.
Mind you, that's per attack.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And only Terminators could have them because they were so powerful. And like a Terminator squad ran 400 odd points. No, not far off 400 points in this game, I think. By the time you put all their weapons and everything in, so they were a premium thing. Nice bit of John Blanche artwork there.
Yep.
Classic.
Look at that old school plasma cannon up on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, I assume at this point it was a heavy plasma gun. Because they were different.
Because we were talking about this in Rogue Trader, weren't we? And they went a bit mad with the old plasma.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Interestingly, Ultramarine with the Omega on one pauldron and a Medusa's head on the other.
Yeah, I saw that. He's called Orpheus, and obviously that ties into the Medusa thing, doesn't it? So,
yes.
Yeah. versus orcs by the looks of things.
Yep.
Stompy orcs in the background.
And goths, isn't it?
Yeah. Always causing bother.
Pistols.
Yep, into your pistols, and as you can see, like, you know, +2 at short range, because that makes sense.
I see at this point they've changed the auto pistol picture from a Browning 1911.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh no, that was a stub. That was a stub.
No, that was a stub gun. That was a stub gun. Yeah, that was a stub gun. Yeah,
that's probably still going to be the same.
But yeah, I mean, they were short range. You know, you need to be within 8 inches to hit at +2. So it's not like you could run up and then, you know, shoot them or anything like that, because you had to stop running 8 inches away and stuff like that. So, you know, but obviously pistols could be used in close combat. So once you'd got your hits, you could choose to use a pistol if you wanted to.
As in shot in close combat. They didn't just give you an extra attack like they do these days.
No. No, you could actually use them in close combat. So if you had a plasma pistol, yeah. Hand flamers.
Nice.
Look at that. Oh, so cool. Flamer chart.
With a little dinky template.
Yeah. If you didn't kill it, then you had to roll to see if it caught fire. And then you just basically test to see if it stayed on fire.
It's a lot of bookkeeping. But not a lot of models to bookkeep on. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, dinky little template. And this is one of the things, like when you had like a massive squad of gargoyles, they all used the flamer template, and you had to roll each hit individually. Oh god, did last a while. I can't lie. You know, we all know the drawbacks of second edition. It was amazing. It was brilliant. It was random. We loved it. But fuck me, did the game take a while? The best thing about this was it could penetrate, or at least glance, the back of tanks and things with D6 +4. So if you had enough of them, I had gargoyles, cooked dudes inside tanks and things like that. So yeah, Las pistol. So most of these still in the game.
Yep.
Needle pistol. Not so sure on that one.
Needle pistols. Gene Stealer Colts. Primus has one.
Does it really? Okay, cool. I wasn't sure if it was actually a needle pistol or if they just invented some new bloody name for it.
Oh no, needle pistol.
And then plasma pistol.
Old school plasma. Yeah.
You didn't want to roll a jam on the plasma pistol.
No. Sustained fire though. Sustained fire. Pew pew pew.
Yes, I'm saying. So you get 3 shots.
Damn. Nice.
So
I like the way they modelled the 30k plasma pistols for the Mark 6 on these.
And they did.
On this
yes,
picture.
You're absolutely right. And yeah, they were quite nasty. They weren't quite as nasty back then, but they were nasty enough. You know, high strength, not much armor penetration. They are obviously a very, very different weapon now.
Yeah, now it's more about AP.
It's more about the AP these days, yeah, exactly. Shuriken pistols, always good. Which did not have sustained fire or anything like that. They only shot the once. But they had a better save modifier than the bolt pistol. So, yeah, they were pretty cool. That's only a shuriken pistol as well. Stub gun, there you go. There it is. Yeah, really basic. I mean, this is like low 40k was designed for battle games and things like that. There was nothing to stop you from, you know, taking these low level and doing a squad and things. Because it'd be a good few years before Necromunda would be around. Necromunda, I want to say, was like 97, maybe 98. No, maybe not that late actually, because third edition would have been 99. So I want to say 96 or 97. So yeah, web pistols, great.
I'm not sure if they're still
ever given a Space Marine a web pistol, but
I think
web pistols were in Gene Stealer Colts.
Again, Gene Stealer Colts. I think they get webbers. I don't think they get web pistols so much.
Oh, okay. Yep. Won't surprise me.
Look, it's going to bug me otherwise.
But yeah, again, basically, it had a special rule. So you shot it, you added the strength to see if you could break through. Another awesome piece of Gene Stealer Colt artwork there. Look at that. That's so good.
I think that also got used in the Space Hulk Gene Stealer expansion.
Yeah.
They introduced
yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if they recycled an awful lot of stuff, to be honest. It really wouldn't. Auto launchers, they're not around anymore.
Weren't they on the front of Land Raiders?
They were. Well, they were on the front of just trying to think. I think Dreadnoughts might have had them as well. Can't remember. Auxiliary grenade launchers. Because yeah, why not? Good old bolt gun.
Yeah, Terminators had those. The Captain had one on his Power Fist. Still my favourite.
Yes. Good point. A bow. don't remember
Not to be sniffed at in a
anybody.
pinch.
But again, it's just leaning back on that kind of have your own RPG type thing, you know. Death Spitters. Firing colon. Flamers. Yeah. Set everything on fire.
God.
Very good against lictors because they automatically got. I think there's something saying they automatically get hidden. Frenzied. No. I thought there was. Maybe not.
The 10th edition Tyranid Codex has kind of dumbed down the leader's pistol to an anointed pistol. So no choices for you.
Just the Tyranid Codex in general. Just go fuck itself. 10th edition, go fuck itself in general.
Agreed.
Flesh Borers.
What?
Graviton guns.
Nice. Not to be confused with a grav gun, because they're different.
Do you see the rules for it?
Confusingly. I'm just catching up. Flame Flesh Borer Graviton gun. Yeah, blast. Actually, I think you get these in 30k. It's been a little while.
Do you see the special rule for it?
Immobilised for the remainder of the game.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It really, really did a good job on his vehicles. Oh, it's the start of the Emperor's Tears thing, look.
Yeah.
Grenade launchers. So this looks to be before we got Mark Gibbons involved. He must have come in just for the codexes because this is mostly Blanche stuff from what I can see.
Yeah. It is.
Hand bows, again, completely pointless.
Yeah, most of the weapon schematics, the realistic looking ones, are taken from Rogue Trader.
Yep. Las guns, and back then, Eldar had las guns.
So did the Colts. They came with the crappy plastic hybrids. Because they actually got the Imperial Guard weapon sprue, which had these las guns.
Oh, cool, man.
And the heavy bolters as well.
I remember the box of plastic Eldar Guardians that you could get. Pretty sure they came with las guns.
They did.
The Shuriken cannon, Shuriken catapult. Sorry, didn't come into a bit later.
Probably where Swooping Hawks kind of retained them from.
Yes, I imagine so.
And then evolved.
Yes, yeah. Melter gun, musket.
That's the melter gun from Heresy as well. I think that's the Mark III melter gun.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
That they have.
It's very cool, actually. I hadn't realised how much of it they called back on, but that is very cool.
Oh, yeah.
Especially when you look at the bolt gun as well, the Tigerus pattern, is it?
I think so, the old one.
Yeah. Muskets, probably not that helpful. Needle sniper rifle, Ogryn Ripper gun, Daka.
Good fun in Darktide.
Yes, I want to play Darktide again at some point. Still gutted they've never put any solo play into that.
No.
Fuck's sake. Commissioner Borg. This would have been around about the time of 3rd, 4th season Next Generation, so you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill King piece there, I imagine.
A pack grenade launcher?
Yeah, nothing to do with Space Wolves.
Oh, is it the Eldar one?
It's the Eldar one, yeah.
I think that evolved into the Shadow Seer's hallucinogen grenade launcher because that's on their back.
Yes. I love that they put the Eldar name for things in here as well.
They cared back then.
Yeah. Putting it bluntly, yes. And also, they didn't call them the humans monkeys, so, you know. People get upset about that these days.
A horrific looking plasma gun.
Yes, that does look like it's definitely going to roll a 1 and blow up in your face.
Every time.
If
it can, blow up in your face.
Shotgun, solid shells and scatter shots, same as Necromunda, and you also have man-stopper rounds. We might cover Necromunda, I'm not too sure, because Matt you never played the first Necromunda, did you?
Not the first edition, no.
Might cover it, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see. Shuriken catapults, there you go. So they did have sustained fire.
Yeah.
But yeah, just the way that it just explains how it all works is so cool. And nowadays it's just like, he's got this special rule and it's got this and that, and kills everything on sixes, and don't care. Fuck off. That's an old school Stormbolter.
From a Space Hulk again.
Checks all over the bloody place.
Yeah. Fuck painting that. Not a chance.
Innit?
I think I tried it twice in my teens. It was just like, no, and I've never tried it since.
No, I don't think I'd ever try it on something as small as a Stormbolter.
Horrific.
And that's not the smallest of weapons, but even so, a shoulder pad would be like... And it wouldn't be that many checks either. It'd be significantly bigger checks than that.
Yeah, 2.
One half's black, one half's white. Sweeping Hawk grenade pack. And these fight, if I remember correctly, I think they, as they flew over you, there we go.
They dropped them, I think they've still got that, but it's a special rule now.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head.
Which makes sense. I mean, you just wouldn't get this from GW these days. Again, the complexity and the breadth of all the weapons not being on one piece of paper would just make little Timmy's head explode. Like scanners. And I was looking for that clip today, because I have saved it for Critical. I couldn't find it to use it in the last episode of CHEBS, but I have found it. So,
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Scanners?
No.
Oh, dude, it's a good film. Good film.
Check it out.
It's basically more or less Psychers, I suppose. It's the best way to describe it. It's kind of almost like what if Psychers were real. Assault cannon. Here you go. Broken.
That's a good picture of the old school Eldar.
What's that? Oh, there. Yes.
But, yeah, with the old Eldar Dreadnought.
Yep. Oh my God. I would say it's Harlequin Dreadnought, if anything. Yeah.
Yeah, don't get those anymore.
No, you don't get anything like that with guns pointing out the side of it. That's a bit. I think John's gone a bit mad there. Calm down, John.
Looks like I'll tell you what I fucking want in this one.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's the ever horrific assault cannon.
Oh, broken. Broken.
It's like a bonkers girlfriend. The allure is there, and they're so capable of doing so much stuff. And I don't mean that in a cheeky way, in a general way. But when they go wrong, they go so wrong.
Oh man, it was just horrific. The only thing is, like, you did have 3 sustained fire dice, and if you did roll 3 jam results, it blew up.
Yeah, so I remember that.
If it didn't, if it didn't do that,
kill the model.
Yeah, if it didn't do that, it could be absolutely horrific. I mean, this thing would quite easily mow down like an Avatar or something, because the Avatar back then only had immunity to melter and flame weapons, of which this is neither.
I think that's the same. Like I think they carried that forward for quite a few editions.
Yeah. So if you imagine that you pop off like say 5 hits with this, strength 8, damage D10. There's a lot of wounds. It absolutely ruined everything in its path.
Yep.
And I think it was the most broken weapon in the game. There was never any reason for me to take anything else on my Dreadnought apart from an autocannon, assault cannon. Sorry. I was just like, just don't need it.
Speaking of which,
everything. Autocannon, Chaos one.
That's the old Chaos one. The hybrids had that as well as Space Hulk.
Oh, cool. Makes sense. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, because they loot from guard things and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one thing that I would really like to see at GW, because we know you're listening. With the Genius of the Cults, stop giving us extra characters. Fuck off. We don't need any more characters.
Too many.
Give us some PDF or something like that. We've got the miners. We've done the mining thing. Give us some PDF and an APC.
Yeah. Or an upgrade sprue for Imperial Guard.
Yeah, either or. Yeah, either of those works. I mean, God, when we get to the Imperial Guard, I mean, it's like, you got Cadians, you got Death Corps Korg. It's like, Catchins! Death Corps Krieg didn't even exist when Catchins were last done. Seriously, they didn't exist.
Get out.
So, and Catchins, Valhallans. Well, I can see why the Talons might be slightly contentious, but only slightly. The Praetorians definitely are contentious, because people just don't have a sense of humour anymore, and you can't have anything that looks like a bloody Zulu fighting. Can't remember what they're called now. What's the name for them?
I don't think I remember those.
Like the Rorke's Drift
the red coats.
Yeah, red coats with the white helmets.
British Army.
Those got British Army, I guess. Yeah. And then you're the Mordians, who maybe make it look a bit too Russian or something. But it'd be nice to see all those again. I get a bit sick of Cadians, if I'm being honest. Well, the Death Corps are okay, but the Death Corps at the same time, I'm just like, well, they're
a bit of a meme.
They're just a bit of a meme, and they're just World War One dudes, really, with greatcoats and gas masks. It's not.
They look bloody good though. New models. That
they look lovely. I still subscribe to my point of view that they should be a very simple kit that's only got like 2 or 3 parts. You shouldn't have to pay 30 quid for 10 of them, but that's where we are. Heavy bolters mounted on the shoulder, because who wouldn't want that?
Yep. Hybrid's got those as well.
Yep. Did you know that, Matt?
Well, hey?
Did you know that? You had different armour, different types of round with a heavy bolter?
Hellfire shells were from Advanced Space Crusade.
Okay. Very interesting how much of this is coming through from Advanced Space Crusade, from somebody who didn't play it. I played the first one, never played Advanced. Same as Hero Quest, never played Advanced Hero Quest.
It was very different. Advanced Space Crusade was well different. It was basically squads of scouts led by veteran sergeants boarding Tyranid ships. So it was essentially scouts versus Tyranid warriors.
A bit like that Lost Patrol game that was a little bit not
kind
right.
of like that. But they had a lot more firepower. And it was all done on D12s, which is nice. And
never win. Never win.
No.
It's bad enough Space Marines being picked off by GCDs in the jungle. You've got a unit of 5 scouts. They're fucked.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck. You're not going anywhere. You're going to stay lost in death.
Right, heavy flamer.
Oh, yeah.
Brother, get the flamer. The heavy flamer. Stratton did not look anything like that when it came out in the game. This is a holdover from... there's a few models that had this, but when it actually came out properly, it didn't look anything like this.
Actually, the Metal Terminators did have that heavy flamer initially.
Did they? Second edition ones? Are you sure? Because I had those. I don't think they did.
I'm not sure if they were second edition, but it was the Metal Terminator box.
Yeah, the old Rogue Trader ones might have. But when they redid them for second edition, no, they got the...
oh, no, that's when they had the chunky, blocky ones that hung down under the arm.
Yeah, under the slung one, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Same for the plastic kit they did. That did come from Space Hulk. So, it's the same as the other one. Just, bigger.
How many size does matter?
Yeah, exactly, yeah. When you've got to roast all of the orcs.
In the room. Speaking of size, there's your heavy plasma gun. Not a plasma cannon.
Not a plasma cannon. Heavy plasma gun. Which was quite nasty when you turned it up. But when you turned it up, you can only fire one every other turn. Every other turn, sorry.
Damn.
Yeah.
And it was a move-off fire as well.
Oh, yeah. Like most heavy weapons, yeah. So, basically you could use normal mode every single turn, or the heavy mode once. Sorry, the normal mode every turn, or the heavy mode once every other turn.
Yeah, so, very orky heavy stubber.
Very, very orky heavy stubber, yeah. The big stubber. 2 sustained fire dice, strength 4, damage 1. Basically a bolter. It is actually it's a long range bolter with 2 sustained fire dice.
It's essentially a heavy machine gun, isn't it? A heavy stub gun.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's Browning, is it?
It might have been what they were modelled from initially.
Yeah. Browning machine gun, like they had used to have in World War One. I think it's Browning.
Might be a Lewis gun with like that kind of disc mag on top.
Yes, it could be actually. Yeah.
I remember in Battlefield 1, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I think so.
Sergeant Raphael probably not having a good day.
Probably not.
Give it a quick scan.
Not if it's an Armageddon, anyway.
Cool. Nice. I love little bits of lore like this. Like sometimes I feel 40k these days has just got a little bit
too serious.
Not too serious necessarily, but just too sophisticated and expansive, and it doesn't feel like it can be like this anymore. Because maybe it's right, maybe it was just turn people off or something. I don't know, but the heavy webber.
Fuck me, they can web vehicles with it.
Yep. Depends on how fast it's moving.
Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, the vehicle speed.
Yep.
Got a fucking chart and everything.
Yep. So you could actually track it for the whole game. Awesome. That's cannon. Again, shoulder mounted as it should be, 'cause that's sensible.
Yeah. And so it's a multi-belter.
Yeah. Oh man, I've forgotten how brutal the les cannons are. Armor penetration could be.
3d6 plus 9.
Jesus, that's pretty much automatic on the front of a Rhino, which I think had armor 11 or 12.
Damage 2d6.
Yep. Whatever you hit is probably going to die.
60 inches. I think they've got a shorter range now. I think that's 72 inches now. In Heresy, I mean.
Yeah, I can't remember. I remember this being the standard for second edition, 60 inches, but it's like missile launcher. I think missile launcher just taps out at 48, if I remember correctly. But multi-melter was absolutely evil.
2-inch blast. And you got them on marine attack bikes.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Yeah, for shits and giggles, why not? 2d12 damage.
It would be a shame if it got in your face.
Yeah.
On a fucking bike.
2d12 damage, magnificent. Oh, that's 72 for a missile launcher. Jesus.
I might be getting them mixed up.
Yeah.
Armor penetration on a multi-melter. D6 plus 2d12.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah.
That's 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
God damn.
Evil. Yeah, missile launcher had a much longer range than I thought it did. I thought it was 48, but no, 72. Jesus. That'd be the battlefield, more or less.
I do love that design of missile launcher. I don't know who designed it, but I want to buy him a drink because I've loved that design ever since. Especially with the triangular nose barrel, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
not quite this one, but like the marine one.
Yeah, yeah. It's very much like the Heresy ones. I mean, they did these originally in Space Crusade anyway, didn't they?
I think so, yeah. But they were handheld, not shoulder mounted.
Yeah, I think you're
because they were all Mark 7.
Yes, they were, because I remember them covering the stupid hole in the middle of the Space Marine, because those models were
not... But hands go, yeah.
Yeah, those models were not great.
No, they were not.
They were fine for what they were, but they were not great. And then you had all the different types of missile.
So you put cracker missile?
Oh, yeah.
Is that just cracker missile by any other name? Strength 8, looks it. Damage D10 though. Safe -6. Oof.
So great. Look at them all. Motor missile, blind missile, plasma missile.
Yeah. No, it's just a crack missile. There's no...
Yeah, no, they're just called super crack missiles, yeah.
Bit misleading. Anti-plant missile. Would be a shame if that woods you were hiding in vanished.
Yep. Yeah, it's exactly what it's for. Useful, just to remove cover.
Yep.
It doesn't do anything else.
Plasma missile. Eldar still use those. A melter missile.
The only thing would be like, I can't remember if you had to pay extra points for them, and like who'd pay the extra points to take a plant.
I expect so. Yeah, blind missiles. Oh no, all my Marines have auto sensors.
Yeah. Very, very cool. Again, all gone. All gone.
Yep. Yeah.
Multi-laser.
Hooray! CS Gotto rejoices. All his Marines have multi-lasers. That fucking hack.
Yeah. Oh, well, I don't know whoever let him wrote a fucking book. I really don't.
It was awful. I don't know which one it was. It had Mantis Warriors in it, and a Marine gets dragged off the roof of a bunker by a spore mine.
Yeah, wasn't that Tyranid Brood?
I don't want to know.
Tyranid Warrior Brood or something. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Please don't tell me. You just ruined my night.
Yeah.
And it was like,
I'll buy you a copy. I'll buy you a copy and send you it.
Yeah, the spore mine is literally lighter than air. It floats around. Yeah. How do you think it's got the weight to pull a fully armoured Marine, off of a bunker?
It's like these people who direct fucking Marvel films and they're like, I've never read a comic. And it's like, well, that's why you got everything wrong, you fucking moron.
And the people did the fucking Witcher TV show. Good Mr. Cavill was like, what is this shit? I'm out.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. It's like,
I fucking can.
Are you going to follow the comics, the books at any point? No, not really, no. Fuck did you buy then?
There's the old Shrieker cannon for a Death Jester.
Yeah.
It's got more special rules and description. It's literally like 2/3 special
it is
rules.
actually. I was just reading that, yeah.
Fantastic.
Oh, right, it's got a break test, so it's a psychological weapon as well. Not sure if I've ever had one fired against me.
A very nice pencil drawing of orcs on the next page.
Oh, that's really nice. Yeah, I remember that one. That's really, really, really nice.
Is that a Mark Gibbons?
No, I don't think it is. I mean, his signature's on there normally. So you can normally see it.
Yeah, I can't see one.
Might be cut off.
This one swooping walk in the background said, I think I've come to the wrong party.
Excuse me, I seem to have dropped one of my grenades around here. Can you help me find it?
It's not my sandwich.
That one on the right, that orc on the right's got a hair squig.
From Shooter's Blood and Teeth. That's fucking amazing, that intro. It's so good.
That game is so orky. I couldn't complete it, but it's so orky.
Oh, it's fucking great. The dude gets kicked out of the fucking jet, and his boss nicks his hair squig as he does it. He got jealous, nicked his hair squig and booted him out. And the rest of the game is just like revenge.
The Cyclone missile launcher.
Old school Cyclones that had the hand targeter. Nice.
Mm-hmm. And the special rule where you could just fire all of your remaining missiles.
I've still got a few of these guys in metal from like the Terminator box.
Yeah, in the Heresy, I think Ultramarines could take a squad all with missile launchers.
Yes, correct. And Iron Warriors can as well, I think, off the top of my head.
Okay, cool. Because I did think about doing it with Tartarus ones, but...
See, look how nice and compact the original Cyclone missile launcher was. It's not like some fucking massive overhanging two slabs that it's now.
Yep.
So good.
So quite a lot of special rules, but, you know, you didn't have that many of them in an army.
No, yeah, like what, one?
Catastrophic launch chart. If it went really, really badly wrong, let's have a quick look.
Again, more differing. I thought that was from Space Hulk.
If a Terminator is a Cyclone and hit by enemy fire, there's a chance that his entire stock of missiles will accidentally be fired off in a single salvo. Roll 2d6. If the result is 11 or 12, so not that likely, the Cyclone activates immediately. Roll on the chart. And random charts is what it's all about. GW, they're fun. 1, explode. All missiles explode immediately.
I did love the charts.
Assume that all missiles have exploded in a salvo and place the appropriate blast marker on the model.
The thing though, I'm assuming that getting 11 or 12 on 2d6 is less likely than a 6 on 1d6.
I would presume so, because you need the result to be on both dice, not one dice. So it's a 1 in 6 on one dice, but it's going to be a 1 in 36 on two dice? In theory?
I don't know.
In theory, I don't know. I should know, but I don't.
On each dice, you need 5+. On one dice, you need 6.
Oh, right, yeah, good point. You don't need 2 6s, do you? So...
Is it the same?
No.
Statistics always fuck me up.
Yeah, I guess... No, it's not a 2 in, because you've got 3 different ways of getting the result.
Yeah.
Is it 3 in 36? Feel free to correct us in the comments. We obviously suck at maths. I think it's 3. I think it should be 3 in 36. I guess 1 in 12 kind of makes sense.
Yeah, like I think it's 4 because you got a 5+ on one dice and a 6 on the other.
Yeah.
5+ on both, 6s on both, or 6+
No, because
on one dice and 5+ on the other.
5 on both is 10. You need 11 or 12.
Oh yeah, shit. See, fortunately,
maths with Grumpy Grognard Gaming.
one of us is a working brain. So you get over 40 and then the ability to do maths just goes like, no, I'm all right.
Oh yeah, it's like algebra. It's like, I learned that in school. I have no idea why. Never fucking used it.
Used it since.
Never used it. And like loci and stuff like that and locus and
all
like, what?
All those poor teachers at school. There'll be times when you'll never have a calculator with you, and now we're like, we have phones with calculators. Psych. And
all
how
those,
would they have known?
All those buttons on the calculator that you never actually used.
No, tan, arc, sorts of stuff.
Anyway, so yeah, 2 fire at the nearest target. Oh dear, sucks to be you. And you notice it doesn't say nearest enemy.
No, it's just enemy target.
Nearest target, you shoot your mate in the back. Fire at most distant target, probably a little bit better. Fire straight ahead. Lands D6 times 10 immediately in front of the Space Marine. Missiles move randomly. That might take a little while.
Fire missiles separately. Thanks a bunch. He spun around firing.
It just keeps going. Oh, magnificent.
I'll tell you, Dawn of War, the first one, still has the best Terminator voices, hands down.
Yes,
that distortion through the Vox grill.
It's really good, and the Dreadnought. Oh man, the Dreadnought voice is so good. Yeah, awesome. Battle cannon. So here you go. This would be on the Lehman Russ. 0 to 20, 2072. Yeah, probably actually. Yeah, it says Bane Blade here. There was no 40k Bane Blade back then, I can tell you that.
No.
3d6 plus 8. Not bad penetration. Pretty cool. Boom, boom, boom. You die. Conversion beam projector. Loads more special rolls.
Yeah. See, I'm certain that they changed these. Like these days, they're kind of like I think it's done on distance.
Yes.
Rather than the mass of the target. Whereas it used to be, it converts the mass of the target to explosive matter. So the bigger the target.
On this, it was the armor. So you shoot it at Land Raider, it's a big problem. You shoot it at Land Speeder, it's like, not so much.
Yeah, exactly. It was nothing to do with distance. You just had to remain stationary to focus the beam.
Yeah. Yeah. D cannons. All about the D. Fucking things. Just literally just wrecked everything, unless you know.
Sounds like a D.
With a 32-inch range. Vapor laser destroyers. I never think I ever saw one of those in the field either.
Old school.
Again,
back in 30k.
Yep. Mole mortars.
Not necessarily 30k. Definitely back in Legions Imperialis though.
Yes.
Yeah, the Solar Auxilia get them. Oh, Solar Auxilia must get them in 30k as well. I'll have to double check.
You would think so.
I did the battle scribe for the group.
I mean, I'm not going to say like all these weapons needed to be in here. You could get rid of some, but they're all fun and stuff. They had special rules, and they just added flavour to the game. And that flavour's gone now.
Yeah,
which
definitely has.
Sucks balls.
Way more bland now.
Yeah. Tarantulas.
Did I move? Check it. Yeah, see, moving and firing. I knew they moved.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Under its own gravity power.
Yeah. Otherwise, why would you call something that doesn't move a tarantula? Like,
you've never met a Chilean rose, the old famous pet rock. They don't move much. Fud guns. But yes, most tarantulas are extremely rapid. I can confirm that, having chased many. Oh, my Regardless is out tonight. Hello. You hungry? There's food turning up tomorrow, don't worry. Big ass white and black striped spider. I'll take a photo of my phone and stick it in the thing while you have a look at the rules for Fud guns.
Is it a jumping spider?
I mean, it can jump.
But it's not like a big version of the little white jumpy ones.
Oh, no. This is just a big version of a big ass tarantula. Very pretty though.
No.
You know the tattoo I've got on my leg?
Yeah.
It's that. That's a Placifera Regardless.
Nice.
Indian ornamental. Anyway, I've taken a photo of that. I shall subject our viewers to that in the video. Apologies in advance. The old Fud gun, same as the Venom cannon. You had to put together with split pins.
I might even still have that template somewhere.
Yeah, I definitely have, because it's in my Dark Millennium box, wherever the hell that is. It's probably under the stairs.
I was so gutted to see that these have been replaced by Thunderfire cannons. I was just like, why?
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. It was great, because you just never knew exactly where it was going to land.
No, you really didn't.
You could get very lucky, you could get very unlucky. That's a cool piece of art. Like that.
The Jester from the Ordo Malaeus.
Very cool. And then grenades, of which there were many.
Yeah, again, loads.
That could be an early Mark Gibbons piece, you know. Was Mark Gibbons in the credits? If he's in the credits, it'd be him. If not, then it wouldn't be. Artwork, no. Adrian Smith is, though.
Nice.
We've gone too far. Right, here we go. Oh, crap. Grenades.
Choke grenades. Yeah. Anti-plant, blind.
Hallucinogen should be in there.
Drag, hallucinogen.
Toxin, maybe?
Table. More fluff. Oh, it's Cryptman. Hello, Inquisitor Cryptman. Crack, melter bombs, photon, flash, flares.
Yeah, it went on.
Yeah, plasma grenades, rad grenades.
Yep.
Scare grenades.
Good God. Yeah.
Space Marines, Eldar, Aspect Warriors, Dreadnoughts, Terminators, and closed vehicles.
Didn't give a shit.
Everyone else, 2+.
Scouts were like,
See ya. Smoke, Tanglefoot.
yeah, Tanglefoot. No Toxin.
When we
Okay.
do armor and shields.
Yeah, because you had displacer fields and stuff like that. It's all in
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That is Mark Gibbons. That could be, because that is a Mark Gibbons Striker Scorpion piece. I'll tell you that 100%. Oh, yeah, it's even got signature. Yeah.
Scroll down a bit.
Yeah, that's definitely his.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'll definitely spot that as one of his. And so is that Orc.
Yep.
So, yeah, you got your different armours. Aspect armour, 3+ save.
Refractor field.
Well, it was 3+ on Dark Reapers, if I remember correctly. It varied on different Aspect Warriors. Not everybody had the same save. Rune armour that you got on Warlocks, Holosuits and stuff for Harlequins.
Displacer fields. They were always fun.
Displacer fields were great.
Like you got a hit. It saved your life, but now it's teleported you somewhere nearby randomly. Hopefully, you've not teleported inside of rock.
Inside of rock.
You survived the hit, and then you just died in a rock.
Yeah. Tactical Dreadnought armour. So, yeah, 2d6. But you still failed on a double 1. Squat Exo armour.
Yeah, Half Guard had it.
Okay, so
Still got a few of the metal ones.
2d6, just like a Space Marine, but it was a 4+ save.
Yeah, they were like little eggs with legs, like a little barrel with legs. Probably like where the Hobbit film has got that stupid nonsense from with the fat one.
Oh God!
With the arms breaking out of the barrel.
Yeah,
they look like that, but with chunky shoulders.
Yeah, that bit definitely wasn't in the books. I can tell you that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, refractor fields, they're always fun. Conversion fields, could blind somebody.
Yeah, blind all your friendly mates nearby. I lived, and everyone's like, who said that?
Yeah. Power fields were the most powerful, if I remember correctly.
That's Orcs, ain't it?
Yeah, Orcs are the power field, yeah. Is that the one where if you fired... Oh, no, you're encumbered, but there's no... If you rolled a 1, it just breaks forever. That was something that started with Dark Eldar, if I remember correctly, in 3rd edition. Primitive shield.
I'm treating the Squat Exo arm a bit. It's been a long time.
Yeah, man. Wait, in that diagram, that Space Marine doesn't have a shield. I can see that. Dodgy bastards.
4 or more on 2d6. Can reflect the shot off. Oh no, it can't. Use it to protect. Okay. Nice. I quite like Lichguard when they had their dispersion shields.
Oh, I can't remember. All I remember is it's like a 3+ vulnerable save, and it's just a whole load of fuck you.
Yeah, and they could bounce shots off to hit other nearby things.
Yes.
I suspect that's got in a bin as well now.
Oh yeah, for sure. I would imagine so.
Fun rule. Can't have that.
Yeah, exactly.
Messing with your competitive plan. Oh no, can't include that either.
And then there was some Wargear, but not loads of Wargear. Most of the Wargear cards came with Dark Millennium. Yes, further specific devices will be introduced in Warhammer 40,000 supplements.
They certainly did.
But I love the fact that they even put communicators in and stuff.
Yep.
And it doesn't even do anything. It says, yeah, they've got communicators, because of course they have.
Just there.
You know? So cool. Jump packs. Again, 10 Marines with jump packs, pain in the arse. Medipacks. And again, no tables or anything like that now. It's just all special rules and re-roll your sixes or re-roll your misses or whatever. It's
I kind of get it when there's more models involved, but
it would take a long time. But I still feel like it's just killed all the flavour. I feel like it's gone too far. I think there was a happy medium. Like to say, I've said it before. I'll say it again.
Was the happy medium?
This was too complicated for the kind of games that GW wanted to play. These kind of rule sets work best with like up to 20 models. You know, you kind of like what Trench Crusade is doing now. But yeah, server wires for Tech Marines, scanners to find hidden models.
I don't have time to die. I'm too busy.
Goj Vandar. So yeah, you know, you could if you were facing Tyrannage, like, oh, I'm gonna take a scanner because that lictor ain't hiding from me.
Hey, Haywire. Haywire grenades.
Look at that Inquisitor model. That's been revisited. That's really cool. That's a lovely piece of artwork, that is.
It's pretty good.
Special issue grenades. Haywire, stasis, toxin. I knew it. I knew there was toxin grenades.
It's weird that they're special issue. I'm like, surely having grenades that are poisonous isn't that big a deal. I mean, it is for the people carrying them. They're probably not too happy about it, but...
Stasis grenades, kind of thing that only Inquisitors would have.
Virus and Vortex. I understand that.
Vortex
I understand why those are special issue.
Vortex grenades were a little bit broken.
They were amazing. Used to get half a tennis ball of Vortex just trolling around the board.
And I think virus grenades, there was a virus outbreak strategy card, and I think we tore it up and threw it away because it was no.
Too brutal.
Oh, it was ridiculous. It was like, what's that? Half your army just dropped dead. Oh, because it just kept spreading. It like spread to one person, then you'd roll for those people around that person, and you have to roll for those people around that person. And yeah, it was just ridiculous. But yeah, Vortex. 5 or 6. Vortex moves in D6 in a random direction, destroying everything in its path. What, even Land Raiders? Yeah. Everything in its path.
Yeah.
Even my Chapter Master? Everything in its path.
Even this bunker? Everything. Fantastic.
Yeah, man. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Targeters, teleporters. Oh, it's so awesome.
Reaper rangefinder. Try saying that 3 times fast when you're drunk. Without turning into Jonathan Was.
Gene's still having a bad day there.
Yeah, more Space Hulk stuff. So, to be fair, the Marines having a bad day as well, look.
Oh, yeah. Claw through the face.
Too slow, buddy.
Ultramarine? Don't know, actually.
Yeah, I'd say so, going by the shoulder.
The Long War. 88 million hours. Cornish. Cool. You know, I might have to go through all this stuff again because, properly, like pick up and read it properly, because I think I get a different appreciation for it, given what we now know. You know?
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to see. It'd be interesting to see just how much of it has been carried forward. You know, for over 10,000 years I've lived. For 100 centuries I've fought the Long War. That's still there, you know.
Yeah. You notice it's not capitalised, the Long War, but that might have been where it came from.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's where it might have come from. Plague Bearer? No, too big.
Yeah.
Something bigger.
Definitely.
Yeah, another great John Blanche piece there. Oh, it's a very long story.
It carries on.
And then we get to the old model section. Oh my word, look at that. What the fuck is that? Seriously, what that can't be a Blood Angel Terminator.
What, that little
That's an orc dressed up as a Terminator, isn't it? I mean, it's facing the wrong... There's a Dark Angel one as well. Matt, what are those? Please save me from my own sanity. What the fuck are those?
managed to witness this heresy firsthand. I think those are original Terminators, the really, really early ones. And I'm quite surprised that they've mixed them there with the Indomitus ones above.
We haven't got enough Terminators to put on the board. Just get these ones instead. Are you sure they look really fucking stupid? Nah, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Nobody will notice.
I'm fucking glad that they got upgraded.
Put the Ultramarine next to it. It'll be fine.
Although, they're in front of the Orcs. So I'm kind of wondering if it's some form of weird Orc robot that's left over from Rogue Trader.
Yeah, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it's an Orc dressed up as a...
I think they're a bit too thin for Orcs.
I don't know.
Especially the head. There's no way you're going to get an Orc's head in that little spy versus spy helmet. I think they're robots.
Yeah, they must be robots, mustn't they?
Yep.
With beaky helmets. How random.
Yeah.
The fuck? Ah, no! It's like the scrolls stopped working on this copy that I've got. Let's try refreshing it.
Yeah, the bottom picture's got nowhere near as much mirth in it. It's the old metal Space Wolves.
It's got loads of the vehicle tables and stuff afterwards, which isn't what wasn't in the book, but they've just included it in this PDF.
Oh, nice.
That's why I wanted to do it. Right, okay, here we go. Right, so, yep, then some Space Marines. These old long fangs. That's what Dan Trulocks look like. Presume they've still got long fangs. Haven't seen them.
What's that?
Space Wolves.
Yeah. I think so. Or they did until, well, I fuck knows when, but they were definitely still a thing in like 7th.
Yeah.
At least.
And then this one, and then on this copy, you've got all the extra stuff as well. So
For the card then.
all the war gears and stuff. Somebody's included some photocopiers.
Quick fuel injector.
Yep. Not for dreadnoughts. 3d6 straightforward. But yeah, bulldozer blades, hunter killer missiles. Hunter killer missiles are expensive, but a good take.
Well, they're like crack missiles, basically.
No, stronger than crack missiles.
What else big?
I think the armor pen's better.
I can't bother to go back and check.
Yeah. Supercharged engines.
Null shield. No psychic attacks for you.
Can't remember if... here we go. Has it got the back halves? It has, yes. Not sure they're entirely readable, but you can see, like, you know...
They've redesigned the Dreadnought by now, I see.
Yes, yeah. But you could, like, just... This is... if you had to give me one thing that I miss about the game, it would probably be this. The fact that you just don't get these, you know...
Level of detail.
You just shoot it until it's got no wounds left, and it's dead, and then on a 6 it explodes. Yay. You know, it's just kind of boring. I love all these tables and stuff.
The old Land Raider. It's so squished. Going.
You know, roll to see if you hit the bike, roll to see if you see the crew. Yeah, the old Land Raider bike. You know. It was all there, and yeah, it's all gone now. It's a bit of a shame. And yeah, I get it that these days there is just probably too many fucking vehicles for them to do all this. It's as simple as that. You know, there's too many vehicles, too many different types of troops, and you can't do it. But I'm just saying,
you've got to do it once. You've got to do it once per edition. Like, just look at the older stuff and go, "Oh, this is what it was. Does this still work? Yes, no."
It just sucks. It just sucks. This is all gone. Maybe not the scouts. Maybe not the squats. They can be gone. They can be dead. That's fine. They got eaten by Tyranids.
I need to scooch past that land speeder. It's giving me a voice with a cry.
And then because there's no Chaos Codex, these didn't have pictures. I don't know if these were out of White Dwarf, actually, to be honest. I'm not sure if these came in.
Oh, the Viper. I still love the design of the Viper.
Brilliant. One of James Goodwin's best. That and the Falcon. Just iconic.
100%.
I get the feeling some of these that we're going through now with the Wargear cards, these were actually in Dark Millennium.
Might be from that. I think there's quite a few pages of them as well.
Yeah, there is. I think most of those were Dark Millennium. the Wolf Helm of Ross strikes me as something that wouldn't have been in the main game. So so we'll call it there. But all the way back to top. But that was a good laugh again. It was just reminding ourselves of just how special Second Edition was. I know you didn't play a lot of it, but I loved it, and I just love this period of Games Workshop where they just, whether they did or whether they didn't, I don't care. They just genuinely seemed to give a shit.
Yep, they definitely did. I think because they were more. It was obviously less corporate then, so it was more kind of like by gamers for gamers.
Yeah, it was a bit of a boys' club. Obviously, apart from Trish, who's in there and everything, and a couple of others. I think they were just. I think they were just having fun. I think they were just having fun. As simple as that. And the pressures weren't there. I'm sure that there was some pressure there, and I know Darren, has spoken to me a couple of times about a couple of little bits that people might not have known. But I mean, dude, seriously, like even just when I worked for them in 98 to 2000, 99 to 2001, because it was I was there for the launch of third edition. I actually did my interview based upon what I thought third edition would be. So yeah, it was 99 through to 2001. It was so different even back then. There was stuff going on that GW would never approve of now. In a million years, stuff like playing your own metal CDs in the stores and all that kind of stuff. We do our stock take with pizzas and beers and stuff like that. It was just a different time, and it's all super corporate now and super polished and a product. And as I said many, many, many times, if it wasn't Specialist Games, I probably would have sacked GW off completely by now.
Yeah, I reckon so as well.
So, one of those things. But guys, we hope, as always, you have enjoyed this trip. Next time around, we're probably going to take a look at Codex Imperialis, but I don't see there being a great deal in that one. So I think what we might try and do is mix that in with Dark Millennium, if we can grab a digital copy of that, because mine's under the stairs. Unless it is with my rule books. I don't know. But yeah, we'll grab Dark Millennium because that's got obviously some more rules in it and the psychic rules and stuff like that. And after that, we will start getting stuck into the codexes, because second edition codexes were a beautiful thing to behold, having much, much, much less variety of units. They had time for loads of stories, bestiaries, all that kind of stuff. They didn't have to waste 40 pages on data sheets and then another 20 pages on Crusade data sheets for exactly the same, not Combat Patrol data sheets for exactly the same fucking thing, So I do want to cover the second edition codexes. The third edition ones were like really cut down mini codexes, but the second edition codexes were, again, something that I want every single one. I think I only need York and the Imperial Guard, and I've got every single second edition codex. Nice. So I'll get around to that at some point. But let us know what you think, guys, as always, and we will catch you on the next one. See ya.
Thanks, and cheerio.